Wish encouragement to me a prince and aims to add you.
Magnify your holy name. We bless you. Thank you for showing up, Holy Ghost. We invite you and we thank you for coming and leading us. Lord, we ask this meeting, Father, Lord, seal your heart and put in us, Lord. See. Amen. Praise
Hallelujah. Bless the Lord. Hallelujah. We came to lift up the name of Jesus. I believe that you are blessed. Hallelujah. Finances may be low, but we are still blessed in the city. Hallelujah. Give God glory on the place. Hallelujah. Oh, yeah, I say, oh,
and this is just if you want anonymous. If you feel comfortable, questions, just stand up and give your questions, okay? Amen. First time strategy to live. Then we're going to go, Dr. DeMetra, you can assist. What tips do you have for having your without well, but what strategies do you have to provide us and to, help us maneuver through life without feeling, the pride, but still within our means?
Well, good morning, everybody. So we're going to be here. But one of the things I want to say is to the book of Habakkuk, the second chapter, it says, write the vision and make it plain. You have to what you want, first of all. Second of all, you have to be very disciplined. Also, when it comes to basically set a game plan and you have to stick to it. So if you only afford to do, let's say, for example, you can save $50. We cannot dip and dive and dabble to our other means or other resources to we must exercise discipline. And one of the things finances into categories. So, for instance, if you have $50 to spare, you set that $50 aside and have in your mind that you will only use that. Hear me when I say that. Only to help yourself, treat yourself to something. Also, you must have realization. You got to be real with yourself. You got to be honest. Remember, Jesus said, "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." Don't go out there trying to buy a $500 pair of shoes. You know you can only get dollars trying to keep up with the Joneses. All right.
Can I add to that? I think one thing that pastors really like that when we first got married, this is what we wanted to do. We both like to travel. So we do budget. We have an account. So if there's not, we can't travel. But if there's enough to travel in that account, we can go somewhere. And we take an amount out of every check. Each time it gets paid, it goes into the travel account. So even with your hair, your ladies, we want to make sure we're looking good, but budget your hair. Because, that could be $100 a month for some people, $40 a month. But just to have a budget. You have to have a budget and stick to the budget, your hair, your nails. If you want to grocery shop, like you said, if you have $50 a month, maybe save it up for the next month. You can buy a $100 pair of shoes, right? But you have to put that in your budget. Hey, I deserve it because I work hard. But once you have to, you don't have $50, that $50, and don't put it on your credit card thinking I can pay it off. So don't put it on your credit card. What I like to do is whatever I put on my credit card, I know I can pay for it from my account. I use my credit card to get points, right? So if I can get, that's another way to travel. You can get travel credit cards, and you can use your credit card to pay bills that you would normally pay, and then you can get points for traveling so they can help you travel cheaper.
So I'd like to add to that. When it comes to, let's say, couples, married couples, you got to be not be afraid to put your foot down, okay? If you want to get somewhere, you'll have the same mindset. I'm going to be real with you guys. Can I talk with you? Yeah. If you have an individual, let's say, married, that about what's there, they want what they want, you got to say no. Okay? Say no. Oh, I didn't get
I'm the frugal one. I'm the frugal one.
But you have to say no. You got to be disciplined. If you have a common goal in mind, you have to understand that we're trying to get what we're trying to get, and not be afraid to say no. And if you're single, you have to not be afraid to say no to yourself in that moment. Okay. Amen. Goes back to discipline.
The one thing I do is to help me not spend my personal money. We have several accounts set up. I have a personal account, so if I want to go shopping outside of my personal account, the bill account is never touched. But for me, I don't have a debit card. If I want to go get cash out, I have to go to the bank to get cash out. I make it inconvenient to feel like, I got to go all the way to the bank, go to the teller, get some. I don't have a debit card too. They keep trying to send me one. I say, say no, because that's another way I discipline myself is I make it inconvenient for me to have to spend money. And like I am the frugal one, y'all, seriously. Yes, it's only 3 things I spend money on. Everything else I'm frugal.
She's telling the truth.
I'm telling you. I'm gonna be honest. When we did our engagement pictures, he went and spent $16 on a shirt, and I got
It was 15.
Well, $15 on a shirt. I was like, I could have went somewhere else and got a white shirt. You spent $15. I mean, y'all probably don't think I'm frugal, but I really, really am. You have a question?
Yes, I'm sorry if I don't remember your name, but when you were talking, you mentioned about you don't use debit card or a personal shopping, you use
My credit card.
a credit card, yes, so that you can earn travel points. And you mentioned a travel card. So, what I was talking with someone else about they had a travel card. So, can you explain to us the travel card and which banks or company that offers travel cards and how you qualify for it?
So I have a Capital One Venture card, and I put I shop on Amazon on this one card. Once again, I only put on it what I can pay off. And so you get points however much you spend. The more money you spend on it, the more points. But if you're going to spend that money anyway, I know a lot of people that pay their more travel card anyway. And the more travel points you get for airlines, for flights, hotels, for rental cars. I know for my if I use that card to book my rental car, it comes with its own. So you know how the companies say you purchase that's extra $22 a day. You got the car for $16 a day. And so I can say no to that because my Capital One Venture covers my insurance for any rental car that I get if I use that card to book it. So the more money you spend on the travel card, the more points you get. And so once again, I only spend what I know I can pay off at the end of the month, so I won't be in debt. That's it. Even though we're using credit cards, try to only spend what you know you can pay off at the end of the month. That's so big, okay? You don't want to revolve in debt like that on your account. So Capital One Venture is a good one to start off with. And how you apply to Capital One, you gotta have, I don't know what your credit has to be. But start you off, one good thing about credit cards, even if they start you off with $500 or $1,000, take it. And because if they see you hitting $500 every month and you're paying it off, they're going to give you more money. If you have a credit card now, ask for them to raise your limit. I ask everybody to raise my limit. Not that I'm going to use the limit, but I want to have that opportunity just in case an emergency comes. You want to have that. And so, girls, you want to have money, get your rooms. I know I love to travel.
One thing she mentioned was the accounts that we broke up since day one. Let me say it this way: since day one, we've established, and I want to, if you guys can write this down, this is something we teach all the time. We have 4 basic accounts that we started off with. That's a bill account, an emergency account, a long-term savings, and a leisure account. So what you do is you calculate how much your bills are per month, and I usually add 10% on top of that because certain bills fluctuate. So water bills, things like that, they change. So what you can do is have your direct deposit account or some sort of income, right? And that money goes directly to the account automatically. All right. So that way you're automatically saving, you're automatically putting away for an emergency. So if your transmission goes out, water heater breaks, things like that, you have a place to pull from. That's key. Remember, discipline is the key. And you also have a little bit of money going to your leisure. You only use your leisure for leisure. Do not tap your bill account to take care of leisure, okay?
And this is something that's big. I know we don't look at type as this option, as a bill. Like, we're going to pay type. No matter what. I remember it was a time where I had lost my job. I was pregnant with my son. And I said, "Whoa, you think you want to calm down and give me?" I'm telling you what God told me to give.
That's right.
And I looked at him and I said, "Yes, sir." And even it wasn't that, I said it was like the type is mandatory. It was just, I was like, "Oh, I'm not working." But he said, "I'm giving what God told me to give." So when we're talking about finances, the first thing we need to talk about is make sure you're tithing. God is not going to bless your finances if you're not tithing. And so make sure you tithe. That is so important to us. That comes out of our bill account, because that's so big to us. That's why we budget tithe. That's a line item tithe.
Well, yes, and remember, when it comes to time, why am I giving? Well, in addition to being obedient to what God has allowed us through a system for you to be able to write that off above a certain so you get a tax credit for that, okay? So that's one thing you can do. So any contribution that you have throughout the year to your church or a charitable organization, you can write that off on your taxes. Everybody do that? All right. I think it's if I'm wrong out there, brother. Is it 5,000 or more? 10,000 more. All right, 10,000 or more. You can write that off on your taxes. All right. Any questions in regards to that? Yes, ma'am.
What are accounts again?
Oh, bill account, emergency account, long-term savings, and leisure.
And so in that bill account, when we say hair and nails, bill account. Out the bill account is haircut, bill account.
Sorry.
Groceries, bill account. Lights, water, gas, bill account. Mortgage, rent, bill account. And the reason why our parents is in the bill account is we felt like this is how we met each other. And we want to at least keep each other in the same way we met, right? And he doesn't want me to go lacking because I have $2 in my leisure account and I'm looking at a hot mess. I can't get my hair done.
Come on,
preacher, y'all get that? Y'all get that? We got a new house. We got that white. So she looks a hot mess. I'm just gonna say. Crazy. So put that in your bill account because your appearance is important. We go on our jobs, we want to put hair, nails, medical books. That's going to come out every month. And to pay the water. Now, instead of it being a $200, then it's cold. Y'all know this is
free yourself up to put it on an automatic deduction without fear of you being sure. and you put $2,500 a month in there, you know, always covered. Never ever have to worry about it. Income coming in.
Long-term.
Never. We are in a big situation. What I like to do, because these are just 4 basic accounts that we start off with before, but maybe you have a threshold that you want to keep, you know, in your long-term savings, for instance. Let's say you want to save up $20,000. Once you reach $20,000, you have to touch it. You take that money that you were dumping into that long-term savings, and maybe you create something else to invest into. That means you're always expanding your resources, and if something goes wrong, you have a place to pull from.
Any more questions? Any more questions?
What would cause you to go to your long-term savings with them?
Honestly, I'll cut back on everything else before I touch that.
But what would cause us?
I mean,
medical bills?
Yeah, like a large thing. I'll sell my shoes before I do that.
We have a short-term savings too.
Yeah, short term.
Somebody passes away and we got, pass the bucket, that's what that comes from. Because it's not a bill, you never know that's going to come. And so, but it's also important if you use your savings that you put back.
Yes.
Start trying to put some back. Use our savings account to pay for some things. Okay, got to pay it back now because we wanted at a certain threshold. Use it, but now let's put it back.
Right. Because life can happen.
Yes.
Things come up. But the beautiful thing about that is you always have a place to pull from. You don't have to go get a payday loan. You don't have to borrow from Uncle So or anyone. You have a place because for it.
Loans are extremely predatory, so
Yes.
please try not to. Those interest rates are ridiculous. So please try not to get those loans that say, we can get $500. Please try not to get it because you'll end up paying like I think $1,200 and $500. It's crazy.
Yes. And she mentioned the bank. When it comes to credit cards and credit and things like that, there's one strategy I want to share with you guys. Something I did when I first got out of college. You know how they offer sometimes those $5,000 signature loans and things like that. I learned this from one of my mentors who's very wealthy. You have to create a relationship with your financial institution. So what I did, I needed $5,000. I took it. I borrowed the money. The first 2 days later, I paid it all back with interest. And the way, let's say that interest cost me $15, $20 on the $5,000 I borrowed. Right? The way I did is I paid $15 or $20 that bank. And when I paid all that $5,000 plus, they were more than willing to give me even more money. Next time around, it was $10,000. I took the 10. I put it in a savings account. When I paid it all back with interest. Then Mr. Williams will give you $40,000. I take it. I just told it. Then I pay it all back. I go into the bank and they know it. I say, hey, let me $100,000, and they'll do it. It's all about relationships, but you gotta be disciplined. I keep going back. Don't touch the
Like we're really, 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 really good
sort of keep average up too. You study your sees that, oh man, they have an average of 5,000 or 10,000, 20,000. They don't know where it came from or care where it came from. The thing is, it sits in there at a certain dollar value, and you just pay it all back. Does that make sense? All right.
Fine, you guys.
Yeah, one more.
Oh, one more question, okay.
Yes. You mentioned the different accounts. And I'm a believer, but I do have transfer all, I have an income, retired, Social Security, retired income. I'm asking this question, not to put anybody on the spot, but because of different opinions, you might, not share your opinions. Some people say that you don't really have to tie on your Social Security. What's your opinion on that? Is it because why they say that is because they say, well, the years that you work, you pay back, which I did, you've already paid on that amount. But what I do, I find myself struggling now at this stage of my life with that, but I tie anyway. What's your opinion? What would be pleasing, acceptable in this type of God? It is a first group.
You did. And that's the question, because you do pay your tithe initially building up all of those years. So I understand where you're coming from. That's we just seek God and he says, because if he understands that's a fixed income, and I don't know your situation, but you did pay that up. You were tied on your gross. I get where you're coming from. Seriously, honestly, do what the Lord is asking, and faith, I probably actually told me, but I would forgive. Yes, ma'am.
Always tithe on it. So if it's an increase that I wouldn't have had, I'm going to tithe on it. We're not at retirement age.
I'm going to tithe. That's what I'm going to do.
Is tithing bring your bottom line? God is going to bless you in that. And you'll see, at one point, my income did not match my expenses. Or figure out how every month they were paid. I don't know if I was the only person that ever had a school teacher. Not that, we're ranking number like 43. Expenses were more than my income, but because God is going to bless that. And so I would rather and not supposed to than supposed to. And that's how I'm supposed to do it. I'm already doing it. Thank you. If I wasn't supposed to, I'm still doing it. I would rather be caught giving than caught not giving.
Ask that question. Your conversation, and some things that come across me, I was no, you don't have to. And what really floored me, and I was talking to a personal friend. She was believe in it. I said, what? All these years, she just she says, I pay my bills. Well, I don't do that to this day, and I'm worried to this day. The first thing I do when I check my account, I immediately make that paper. Time. But she says, no, I've heard several people say that. They're all churches, but main because nobody tells me
and tithing is personal. And so I'm not going to get to argue with somebody who says they're tithing. I'm going to let my faith be a challenge he puts out to everybody.
Oh, yes. For the past 8 years now, what we do for all faithful tithing members, every fifth Sunday, we've been doing this for 8 years straight. As long as you're consistent, you receive $200. And
we do a drawing, and we pull somebody's name out until everybody has received.
Until everybody has received, we start. So we, as a faith move, the one challenge I always put out there, because I've been tithing since I was about 7, 8 years. My parents taught me this at Holy Trinity. If you don't even look for and bless you, I will personally give you all of your money back. So it's a win-win for you. I've never been challenged because I believe God does that much.
And he put the same challenge out for 80. We just have so much faith in God that God is going to show us that might in that 1 month. That you're going to want to keep doing it.
You get your money back. According to record now, you just can't tell me you tied 10,000 and we have on record you did 400. You know?
Our fifth Sunday giveaway is to, give on record. The rules are, you have to be Trinity. It doesn't matter if you only make $100 a month, you pay to whatever it is. You put your low pastor not, we cannot win.
We cannot win.
All day on, we don't say this person gave so much in tithe. We don't say that at all. I don't even know about the finance because I'm a youth person in the first lady. God goes to finance now, and so I don't ask. I don't know. I don't think about the money. I don't. And so once you put your name, it's sometimes it's and sometimes we do 2 and 3
Yeah.
We did 4.
We did.
On fast Sunday. But if you're tithing as a couple, give it to the house, not a person for the household.
And what that's done for our church is it has increased the amount of tithers because they see, oh, I can really be blessed through this. And then on top of that, see, it's not about, from our perspective, it's not about them getting the money. It's about encouraging you to do what God said. 200, but God show you who He is. That's what the purpose behind it is.
What's going on? No, it's not even.
You know?
You're gonna get it. Can I hold you people can attest to that? You gonna get it. You gonna get it. And I promise you, it always seems like the name is called when you like, and I need somebody. I need it. I mean, we don't know what you're going through, or, you know, they don't tell everybody, but it always seems like when they need it the most, it's called it. Either cash, you know, it's real. So if you're not there, you're gonna get the cash. That's how much we believe in time. And so this is a financial workshop, but we're saying it's I feel roller coaster. Pastor can say amen to that.
Amen.
We had any more questions? Move this out of the way. I'm shocked. Any more questions?
When it comes to finances before you get married, I know some people
Oh, you definitely. That's for sure. I'm telling you right now. And as well, you need to make sure you fully discuss that. Because, as you know, a lot of couples argue over when you go into with understanding and say what you think they want to hear.
That's the number one thing for divorce.
So you should talk about who should what together was
Before you like, don't go in there all. What is your debt? The loans do you owe? How much is your car loan? So we had time. We have handled everything. I'm frugal, but this is what we did for $1 Watch handling the little bit I was given, you know? So, but I think God blesses both of us to make moves early. As a single woman bought a house at 23, 24, we were able to make moves from still own the house. And that goes to a whole separate account, but we didn't talk about that account.
yeah. So the 4 account thing, remember, but that's just a basis or a foundation to start upon. If you build it, you can end up with 20 accounts now.
Rental property account.
Rental property accounts. That's all. So this thing has to be diligent.
So when you're you know, talking to your before you, I guess you're engaged now, or if you have a significant other, what do you see yourself at in 5 years? What does dating look like to you? Do you like to travel? How much money do you spend every month? How much do you spend at groceries? How much money do you spend going out? How much do you spend? That's big, and especially for men, I'm going to say 99% of the time. You start, he went from 20 to 25 your appetizer now.
Yes.
because you know, so exactly how much is your car note? How much? And even for us now, I'm looking at like, oh, we ate too much this month. They had like we need to, down. Even though we're blessed, I ate out way too much because we look at the Chick-fil-A. My son went to McDonald's when he got out of school. We went to Panera Bread. But I know for us, so non-negotiables are. That was a big honor, but thank God he was saved already. So, I mean, forever, a lot of times it's non-negotiable for me because that means you're not trusting. Financially. No, he's not talking about me. Don't be here, so y'all gotta feel awkward. It's not me.
For me, a big one, this is a multifaceted thing, is not walking in the and that covers things. Because remember, it's 1,000 to put 10,000 in flight. So you gotta walk in agreement. And if that is not happening, ignore the red flags and don't be afraid to walk away.
Way is important. Another thing when you're talking about dating, do they have children? Have they put away for how much are they paying in child support? Are they paying child support? If I children, procreate with him. He taking care of his kids and his responsibility. So if he has children, he's taking care of his kids. I also looked at how he took care of his parents, how he looked out for them. That's big to me because all my family is not here. How he treated his parents is important. So how he treat my parents. That's right. And he's right. If he make sure he makes sure that we're good. Always. And I'll do that. I only had that one question. That one told me, God, stop. He would say, you got to stay to be quiet. If God said do it, and we weren't broke. We just didn't have money like I wasn't. And that God allowed me to have a good pregnancy and be off with my son. I didn't see that until I'm like, God, because my job was stressful. I was traveling so much. We don't know what could happen. But so make sure what is their day? Going in, we knew each other's work. You have to know what that is. Does he spend frivolously on cars? Do you spend frivolously on shopping? Like, your account. And just last month, I'm not going to say December because y'all know it was Christmas when we was shopping. I ain't gonna say December. But January, go back to your account and put everything, see how much you spend on shopping. See how much you spend on Amazon, ladies. Ask him. The person, he was the superintendent at the time. And I didn't want my pastor to do it, and he didn't want his pastor to do it because I was dead. So he went to like a neutral person that was my superintendent at the time. That was Bishop. So whoever's marriage counsel should also ask you about your finances too.
I want to tell the brief talked about us tithing. At the time she was employed and pregnant, we closed on a new home. We had two one income, 2 mortgages, and we still didn't lack anything. But all necessities never, ever missed, altered, lacked anything.
That we put our house to rent, that it got rented.
And to this day, 12 years now.
He did what God told him. And ladies, sometimes we know everything. But as a wife, I had to, he's the head. God's going to not, and I'm not going to understand it. But I have to say, that's what God said. He said, "But how much is in the church?"
Now, that doesn't mean, man, that we go around saying, well, I'm the man. Remember, I was talking about walking in agreement. Yeah. All right? Communicate. So that follow plan is about.
Yes.
Listen, when you but still include your
She can say time. Sometimes I know you know how to pinch a little something. You always know how to. And what about this? What about this? What about versus this? I was $15. I was like, I could get that. What, 16 years ago, and I still talk about it to this day. But I am the frugal one, y'all. Even when I travel and make the first time I went to
our honeymoon. So our honeymoon, right? The feet, and that's a long ways away. It's over by New Zealand and Australia. So for me, my mind is I'm very conscious. When it comes to life experiences, and if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it right. My grandfather always said, anything we're doing, we need planned. And I found this really nice resort that was about 1 year old. And, it was a few dollars. And my wife, being frugal, I said, I'm not staying. You can stay there and come visit me at the all right. I'm flying 16 hours to stay in a mediocre place. I'm not doing it. I'm not getting off of a plane cramped just to be uncomfortable for 9 days on the other side of the world. I'm not doing it. Needless to say, we got there. We bus and they put you on one big bus and go out different places right to your destination to drop everybody. Well, guess what we pulled up? We pulled up to the place that my wife wanted to go to call the
that Martin episode we had a
just like that. It was just like that. It was in the middle of nowhere street and a 10-foot high wall, right? It didn't have beach access. And so when we I said to her, did that. The our place that I recommended, I said, this is people playing drums and languages.
Because I listened to him, y'all. I'm doing better now. I'm doing better when we travel. Resort. The workers there, we were the first African American ever saw in person. So this is back to where they lived at. They were so happy to see for some days. So we flew on a day and got there on a Tuesday. That's how long. But the thing you lose it. You lose it.
You cross the international date.
And so we got there on Tuesday. We stayed until Tuesday their time. But the workers fell in love with us. They kept saying, "Boy, he's going because right." So they took us back. We rolled the city bus to where they put food and the banana leaves under the ground. We got the real Fijian experience because my husband is an outbreaker. So we stayed at Radisson, and it's an amazing experience. Listen, and we go back now. We were a little bit more brokered in. Now we went to Australia, and we didn't know it was that close. So traveled for my birthday. He did his research. We were able to get three countries. But the part is getting to where you're going to go. Those flights within little areas are cheap. Get from America to New Zealand, get from America to Fiji, or get from America to Europe. You're going to pay London, all of that.
And remember, the Bible says that people perish for lack of knowledge. You do your homework, you do your research. Talking about the trip we went on, we went to Thailand. Well, if your homework, you'll understand currency and how $1 in Thailand is worth $30+. So just now $40. Did 3 cities. And when I cashed the change that I had back in, I got $800 back. After 3 cities. When we went to buy $1, it's 14,000 Indonesian rupiah. We took $100 and got 1.3 million. So this is the thing. We have to do our homework. We have to do our research. So when you get over there, just like from city from that. So when you educate yourself, you will be able to live the abundance that God has promised. Amen.
All right. Awesome. I think you guys covered that. Strategies to live well. Financial members, they put run 4 different accounts. And if you got counsel marital or marital counsel, how would if in one of them had
That's and you have to come to agree to stick to what's satisfy, the earth. So you can get something there, but you better not touch the other ones.
And so we have our accounts. So it's not if I really can't spend. We have his and hers.
She can spend it if she wants to purchase or whatever.
If it's in that account. And so and I mean, sometimes we all have it. Like, I'm in these deals. Stuff I don't even need, but it's like, let me get it right. Sometimes it's stuff outside. It's, I'll put you on. I'll let you know. Yeah, I'm serious. Like, and I find deals, and Sister Stephanie, I'm like, for us to be as blessed as we are financially, I promise you, I still live like I'm a single school teacher. But I think, and you know what? Thank you. Because it's only 3 things I spend a lot of money on.
You can't. Thank God for that. She didn't want to do that at first.
I like to experience life. I know First Lady likes to travel too. Like to be on the beach. Like get me on a beach with a book. Okay, all right. Shoes and purses. Those are the 3 things I would spend more money on. Everything else, I'll go to AliExpress and get my convocation outfit. You can get it's called AliExpress. It's from China.
You better order now.
I'll start my vacation stuff in September. I'll spend $200 and I have everything I need for vacation, 6-7 dresses. Yeah, I know I try to look all right, try to dress nice. Sometimes I go to dinner to support, but I can't have them spend $20 for $32. I know it's going to take 2 months to get it. But in my head, I still like, I know support some people that I know I bought stuff, I can get it, but I'll do it to support. But that's part of my impulse. I have the money. So my bill account is never hindered if you have an impulse. But somebody, make sure that it's a certain amount going from the account. From our check. The money starting their check. I think it's my check that goes. Whenever I get paid, because I'm a school teacher, you get like 2 checks a month. 1 month, my account every 15 and 30. I get it. So it's really important that you budget for leisure. Budget for leisure. Y'all know like shopping. Y'all know, I mean, if you like shopping, that's okay. You want to live a life. I said that he wants to have life and have it more what? You know, and I say it's crazy. You know, people look at my first mistake I got on eBay for $13,000. I went to my credit union, asked for a loan. They gave a loan on eBay. It was out of Boca Raton. It was this guy's wife's car. He bought her a new one. Pristine. I told everybody.
I know cars why you.
So people think that now $13,000 for a Mercedes. I did that because now that you're in, they keep, you know, it's easier to stay. And so y'all be afraid to look at places like eBay. Our place we like to go to is off lease only. Like we're not getting could we afford to get it? But now's not the right time. We need to, I told them we need to make some other financial moves. So it's okay to have dreams, but don't live it outside your means. I know what project is. I know how it's cost. Now's not the time. Do I think I'm gonna get it? Yeah, it's not as good to me. Because if I delight myself in the Lord, it says He'll give me the desires of my heart. And He has so far. He may not give it to you, but He's giving it. And so make sure you have that. If you have leisure, you're good. Do anything that's not inside your leisure.
Yeah. I'm sorry in my head, sis, but he'll give you the desires of your heart. In the book of 16 chapter, I think it's that verse, he talks about and if we want God to elevate us, bless us, and trust us on the next level, we got to take care of where we are right now. Amen. So if you want to have a Ferrari or Coinesi or Pagani, you should look that up if you don't know what that is. If you want to have one of those vehicles one day, you got to take the Honda Civic you have right now. Get the oil change. Keep the tires rotated. Keep it washed, back, clean.
He's talking about me now, y'all.
Yeah. But I'm saying this. Just a testimony. See, I went through. I didn't buy my first car until after college when I started my career. So I went through college when I went on a date. Female had to come pick me up. But the thing is this: I was diligent and I was steadfast. So what happened is when I first graduated college, my grandparents let me borrow their old Volkswagen car. I had to start the thing up with a screwdriver. I vacuumed that thing. I washed that thing. I went next to the windows. I even all the way. But I wrote that thing. But then when it came time for me to buy my car, the Lord blessed me to buy a car. And that was my first car. And since then, I've been able to buy what I want. Like she said, everything just because I was able to do it when I did it. Just because I can't afford to go buy a $150,000 car doesn't mean I go do it. Okay? All right, sometimes you gotta use wisdom, all right? But the thing is this: God saw fit to trust with something. So if you're in a one-bedroom apartment, right, you design a house, take care of that apartment. Amen. 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 You got to be faithful in the if you want to be that much. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah, anything?
I don't think so.
Questions? Look at using, let's say if you have equity in your home or you have an investment account.
Yes.
How do you make, like, I think I heard you say, well, you should want investment, use it to invest. When and how do you know when to do that?
Oh, I love equity. Equity to me is worth more than cash itself in savings account or whatever. The beautiful thing about equity, let's say if your house is worth $5,000 and you owe $200,000, so that's $300,000 worth worth of that. The financial institutions will only finance you and give you equity up to 80% of whatever equity you have. So 80% of $300,000. So is you have to, again, discipline. My thing is I vow to never ever use my equity on food. I always buy other assets with my equity. Hence, property, things like that are a gain. I personally believe in my car with my equity. It's an appreciated asset.
The first time we used our equity, we bought a condo.
Cash money.
Cash that we own a condo. That's because they told us, hey, it was what, 32? I don't know.
It was 36 at the time.
36,000 for a whole condo that's always rented out. Always.
And there was a bid for it on it because we had the cash and equity. Cash equity. We offer everybody.
Cash. Because we had it. So so you can pull out, get an equity loan, and not touch the money. So you have $100,000 cash sitting there. And now you can make moves. You know, find you somebody that you trust that's flipping houses. Start small. What if I give you $10,000 to this? How much would you give me back? Somebody that you trust.
Yeah.
And so for us, she's a manager for our other property. And so she was like, I got a property for y'all. So now she manages two properties. And so now we're trying to put out some more and get another piece of property. Just chill and live life chilling.
Yeah. And the reason why I like only assets with that is this. So someone may say, "Well, that's more debt." Yeah, but it's smart debt. You know, I take $100,000 worth of equity and buy a house with. And then now I have equity. And then I take out of that one. Now I got to do that house too. It's about debt. But we're building wealth in the process because we find things that are gaining value. So even getting a tight financially, I could just go and liquidate the asset. So if I need $100,000 that I got right away, I'll sell that house or pull the equity out of that house and pay the $100,000 worth of debt. So you only buy assets with your equity.
Would you buy right now?
But right now, me personally, it's my strategy. I like to for the debt. In the days of pledging, it's like everybody money, the economy is still stable right now. I like to build and I rest my debt right now, and then I access my equity and I wait for the sale. So the market crashes, I go shop. Everything on clearance. When that condo,
That's right.
so the condo in today's market might be $100,000, but the market crashes is dropping on 70. Then I can say, that's how I.
And then you rent them out. And
That's right.
so you're just not coming out your pocket.
Someone else is paying that off.
Someone else is paying that out. Like the house out and the mortgage for it. People, if you have somebody's calling you every day trying to buy your house, we get those calls every other day to try to buy your house. And I said, no, it's a rental property. You got something that you want to sell? Like I put it back on. it's just, the thing is, looking around and doing research. That's the most important thing, is doing research. Because they want to scam you. And that's sad. There are people that want to take your hard-earned money. And research, but get that line of equity early and just sit on it.
Yeah.
You're not paying anything on it, you don't put anything out.
Amen.
So it just sits there. So you have access to $60,000. Just sitting there. So when it's time to make, let me just write a check.
That's right. Readily available.
One selfish thing we did with our equity was,
Yes.
we built a pool in our house. We did. I mean, because it's the first thing he says, it's forever home. And I looked at him and said, yes, now again. And then, because I went to a pool, so we built a pool. And when you're telling my finances, I'm paying cash, you can negotiate.
Yes. You get a better deal.
Like to the car, hey, nah. The car was $42,000, I got 36 or 35 cash. You do it. I got cash right here. You want it or not?
They'll take it.
Put cash in that.
So it gives you that cash buy option. And it's always better, whether it's property or whatever it is. You can, I don't care what they tell you. If the property is listed at $50,000, they have many bites to take for it.
House, people, but God bless them. He listened to his wife, and I'm so thankful for that. God told me a number specifically. I said, our house is under this amount of money. And he was like, he looked at me like, and I said, God told me. He's like, okay. So the house was on the market for 200. Was it 200,000? I said, Jeff, offer this. He said, what? Offer this.
Yeah. And this was when the market was in the toilet.
So that's why I said, offer this. I accepted the offer to the point where the lady who is our property manager said to us, if I would have known they would have taken that little amount of money, I had cash buyers.
Wow.
Yep.
So when you're doing God, I gave a number.
You're doing right.
And I heard my God, really? That number. Every house, it's not our house. I know.
I was getting aggravated, I'll be honest with you.
We looked at a lot of houses.
We looked at probably 50 plus. And online, we looked at a couple hundred.
I knew a guy told me, yeah.
Just pick one.
But okay, that's what God told him. Keep giving at that amount. God told me the number. And because we went, God told me this number, we went even 10,000. Offer that number, 10,000. He was like, well, I said, and so because we got it, I said, now that you did that, I'm going to give you the $10,000 that we're going to spend so you can renovate the house how you want.
Oh, I went to town.
Yeah, but I'll get you.
But it's not.
It's nice. If anybody been in our house, God is good. And we're able to get it. But I tell y'all, like I told you, the house was on the market for 3 days ago, we lived down the street for us, put our house on the market for $533,000. I said, look. And he was like, Tiny, this moment.
didn't say sell
No,
ours.
no. That's forever home. And so when you're doing that, it's okay to splurge a little bit because we work hard. We want our home to be peaceful. And so what we splurged on was, I call it our oasis. Yes. In my backyard. You can open it up and it looks like a oasis. Because I work from home, sometimes he wants to be at peace. We want to just sit at home and cut the listen to some music. Because God said that he desires to be. And one of his desires to make it home is house, right? Make it home. And so we budgeted. We were able to do that because we made the moves early. It's so important to meet the person you make. He didn't know the girl to have. And so when we got married, it was financially sound for him to buy a house first. What he said was, if you won't have a problem, don't you call this your house?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And for me, that's good.
Right, because I was more than capable. I actually had a $250,000 pre-approval already. When we had discussion, I could have bought my own, and I asked, is it going to be a problem with me being the house? And moving the house that you already had? Because if it is, I'll buy my first. So,
well, I don't know. I never had a man living here before.
Right.
My house was but y'all, he came in and started bills. Then he put more down. This is our house. But because of that, and think about it, the house that I had, I think I only paid $108 for it. It was years ago, right? So I'm paying on a teacher salary. Save. And see that. So, but let's say we're not living here forever. Let's save and get a bigger house, and that's what we're able to do because we are talking about money. We get talked about where we want to go. Let's live here and save some money so we can have a down payment on a house. We're going to put the loan in your name because you're a first-time home buyer. You get all the first-time home credit. God be strategic because when it comes time to sign a mortgage, my name's still going to be on it. I'm not on the mortgage. My name is still on the house. Right? And so you got to be strategic and find somebody that wants to have the same goals. We said we both don't want to be working at 80. We want to be financially free. We want to travel the world. We literally said we want to travel the world.
And God has blessed us to do 32 countries. 32. And some of which multiple times. They were 8 to 15 times. Some of them. So you can still live, still save for your future, but you got to live with your means. So just because we can right now, even better, not mean we go do it. Amen. So for me, I'd rather have multiple houses at mediocre size in multiple places and countries than the
But and I'm gonna tell you something, some mistakes that we made it mainly on me, and I'm on this. He's never heard it. If I could do my wedding all over again, I would. We spent so much on our wedding. For people to be spectators who didn't even really love me. Just want to see if we would go through it, right? We had, if you were at our wedding, it was at the Rose. It was $70 a plate.
No, 81.
81 a plate. After it was $81 a plate. His mom was like, don't forget your mom, I ain't talked to that lady in 10 years. You know, people trying to ask her. People asking us to get on the list and didn't show up. So we lost, I think about 12 didn't show up. So that's almost $1,000 we lost. If I was small.
We had 225 guests at the reception, by the way. I'm sorry, that was a trigger for her. And the actual wedding was about 300-400 people.
And you think that if I invite that people, that many people are going to give gifts, right? Yeah. You get checks for $25. Like, this doesn't even cover your. But and 10 asks, give me $25, and I was like, I done served your young people all these years, but I would do a destination wedding.
Yeah.
2 reasons. I love travel. It's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah.
And the people that really love you are going to be there to have to make a sacrifice to get there. I do it all over again. We would have went to probably Jamaica, Mexico, somewhere that we hadn't been there yet. Somewhere, because the people that my mom and dad, I'm gonna help my mom and dad. But my mom and dad flew down to Florida and they made it. I would do it. I would not have a huge wedding, and so when I was when my sister got married, she said, "I'm sorry, I can't invite your husband because he was not mad. We understand." She said, "Would have did that." Another wedding, you know, if like somebody said, "Hey, we can only invite you to the wedding, not the reception," it's okay. Not go into debt trying to have the wedding that we're just going. What is the wedding be here for? What is it going to be? The marriage of a lifetime?
There you go. Say it.
Like we try to be bigger, but I just wish I could have done it over again. Too late. You live and you learn. I'm not gonna have it. More vows. I said 10, right? But then it'll be 15 this year.
15 this year.
Man, 15 years this year. We're gonna do it at 20.
Then it's going to go to 25.
We start now, and so, and with the way we able to help our families, I know. Amen. Amen. Thank you. Come on, Holy Trinity Church of Christ. Yes.
Yeah. Pastor and First Lady, let us say so much, just truth. Jeremiah, moment. So I just wanted to share that for me, in 2016, the Lord called me out of my career as a corrections officer for 14 years. Go to a call. At the time, trusting with all thy heart and leaning not to thine own understanding. At the time, the position that I was working as a correction officer took me away from my family. And I had to work. I needed 8 to 5 weekends off. I needed to go to church on Sunday. And I needed to spend time with my family. This position was at a large insurance company. It gave me the opportunity I wasn't going to lose too much money, but 50 cents an hour, pretty much. So I go to the insurance company, and the Lord took me to walk into my purpose in that area. So the insurance company actually hired me as a call center representative, and then began to open my eyes to the world of insurance. When I went, I left a career that I knew and into very well to the insurance company. Since I've made that move, my life, I mean, really being able to minister to people who are hurting, especially families. Financially, it has my life, because I went from payday loans to living paycheck to paycheck to receiving bonuses, raises, and promotions every year since I left the corrections field. I'm expecting a big move next. I want to say that had I stayed in corrections, I was looking to earn onto the insurance field, $1,000 per move. I mean, I was making 30, 4, like 10 every year, and my faith in God increased because I knew that in the natural, to leave a career that was comfortable to go to a call center. But that center opened up the door for me to walk into being faithful to God on Sundays, to be able to actually find a church home, to walking in ministry as an evangelist missionary now, and also walking into purpose as a coach, because they hired me as a health coach, and then found out that I had a passion to be a life coach, and now I have my own business as a life coach now, ministering the gospel to hurting families. And so it's not going to always make sense to man, but do what God has said and be faithful to what he has told you to do. You'll see that he'll blow your mind, but he will also tap you to a level of purpose when you walk into, like, just being sensitive to him. So grateful and I'm glad for the increase. I know that had I remained in corrections, I might have been divorced. My children might be in jail. I saw my life in a different direction, but because I yielded to the Lord, I saw that he restored my life, restored the lives of my family members. And that's just, I'm tell you, when you get my husband, that would take another 30 minutes, but I just want to thank the Lord for allowing us to settle in. One of the things that I do know that as far as the time, it has been very challenging for us to be consistent with time. And I remember being, very aware that I needed to do the tithe, and my husband agreed that he didn't understand it. And then somebody on his job testified about how she had been paying tithes faithfully, and the Lord had opened, blessed her. And then he came and said, "We got to start tithing." So sometimes, wise, you might let somebody water it. Let that happen, because it did change the trajectory of our marriage. So we are honor of being able to share our testimony, I just want to thank Tania. Did you have any questions? All right.
And at this time, I'm going to ask Evangelist Ruby Ward to come give her proud money moment.
Everybody. I should say that I've been blessed listening to our speaker today. I have one testimony. I have several of them, but I have one that I feel like I want to share today. Some years ago, and by the way, I am retired. I'm fully retired, and I don't work except for the Lord. That's the way I like it. Praise the Lord. But anyway, several years ago, I used to work in a call center too. And my boss came one day and he says, Ruby, I don't know how it happened. He said, but you and a couple of other people are not making even the minimal amount of money that you should be making your knowledge and your skills for this job. And he says he doesn't know how it happened. But, sometimes supervisors have their little picks, and they might tell you, we're not giving but so much money to everybody, but actually they can work to their people. Anyway, I didn't know about it. I had a way of opening and you know what's going on around you. And so when he told me that, he says, but I spoke to his supervisor and they agreed that we were going to get our money in the next check. It never came in the next check. So he said, let me know if you don't get it. And I went back to him and I says, well, it wasn't in my check. So he says, well, it's probably held up in Dallas somewhere headquarters. He says, but when they release it, you'll get it. I said, okay. And I'm a pretty patient person. Not bragging on myself, I've just been a little bit too patient all of my life. I just patient people. And I waited and waited, and finally I went back to him one more time, and the third time he would answer with an attitude. He says, well, when Dallas released it, then you get it. And I felt very discouraged when he told me that, because this was money that was due me. So I went to the Lord. I said, Lord, I could really use that money now. And this was years ago. I said, well, what the lawyer has to say? Well, I actually done that several years ago. But the lawyer, well, it's too late now. He says the statute is passed, and you wouldn't be able to do anything to help you. That's just stolen money. So I said, well, okay, and I kind of put it on the back burner. But then one day I said to the Lord, Lord, you know that I work for that money. Always been a conscientious work, always did my best job. That money belongs to me. And since the company and moved overseas, so it looks like they're not going to give me my money. But I know you got a way of getting me my money. Well, years went by. And then one day, I was, my client that I was where I used to do home health in the meantime, anyway, for temporary. And my client passed away. And his son called me in the hall one day and he says, Ruby, we appreciate you and good job you did. So we just want to give you this check. And it was $10,000. I said, wow, praise God, I'm so happy. And I needed that $10,000 at the time. And so then, in 2017, I decided, well, I've stayed here another year, but there's nothing for me in Oklahoma. And so I said, I think I'm going to go back home. So I came home to Florida, and the mortgage company from my house that I was living in never did pay the mortgage off. But anyway, that's another story how God intervened in the money situation, because my credit was not good. When I left my house there, the agent just said, well, sometimes when you're moving in an area, moving to another state, we give up to $10,000. He said, now, you don't necessarily get that much, but we will give you something, maybe $1,000 or $2,000 or something. He said, they rarely get $10,000. I said, okay. Gave me $10,000. Praise the Lord. When I moved, that was for my house. And my real estate lady didn't even know about it. And see, but I'm a very avid listener. You know, I pay attention to things, you know. And when that agent said to me, sometimes we assist with moving expenses. And he says, but they rarely get $10,000. Well, I got $10,000. Well, talking about use wisdom, my husband never did use a whole lot of wisdom. And we went to this dealership one day. I had a Mercedes, it was a car and everything, you know, but it was older and things began to go kind of wrong with it. So he wanted to trade it in. So, but it's supposed to be for me. Well, we get out there and he was looking for a Cadillac for himself and a car for me. So that was, I have my, sitting outside now. They got to turn the car, but we couldn't afford that at the time, but we got him anyway. I was surprised that the man even approved it. You know, but he did. So now when my husband, but my husband passed next year. And the way that those people had it set up was that I was responsible for his car if something happened to him, and he was responsible for my car if anything happened to me. It just had it set up that way. And so, anyway, those people came after me for the money for his Cadillac. I told him, listen, I can barely afford to keep mine. I cannot have the money for the Cadillac, you know. I said to people his death certificate and everything. They still. And last year, somebody called, filed a action, and they put my name in there because they said the same thing that happens to these people. They turned it back over, they sold it, they got the money, but they still wanted to come after me for $10,000. So we won the class action. They said you don't have to do anything, and my name was thrown in there, and we won the case. And that $10,000 that I owed got dismissed. So that was three $10,000, three different. I said, wait. That's so big the result now. What's going on? And the Lord reminded us, says, you know, you lost all that money back. He knows what you. I don't even remember years ago, and that's your pay. That's your pay. And I said, thank God. So I'm satisfied now.
Jeffery, grandchildren?
Excuse me, but I'm up here. I'm gonna piggyback off first lady. So 3 years ago, me and my husband, I married my high school sweetheart. When I got out of school, I got every credit card, so I messed up my credit. So my pastor had his vision to us in which he said, so see, right on back of your church tithe envelope, what you want God to bless you for. I put a house, my daughter graduated from college, and my son graduated from high school. I had bad credit. My husband had no credit. We went out for a house, got approved for $300,000, but pandemic hit. So we got a house for the pandemic time. And I was like, I'm tired of looking at houses. So we went into, I stayed in Wildwood, but we surrounded by the village. Some people it's a good thing because they want to buy it, so it raised it up. But when we brought it that Friday, it was the 9th, was closed. So I told my husband, I said, I'm done. He must say, no, we got in trouble. My husband took out a loan. He got a loan in the middle of the closing. Guess what? We still got. So he took out a loan, and I thought it was going to affect us, so that something happened. And I was like, Taylor, that's my husband. I was like, you took out that loan, and maybe they're not giving us our house. Like, this occurred. It's 5 o'clock, and I was like, we're not gonna move. And I got this U-Haul, and we all said we moved in our house before we closed. We moved in our house with a padlock on it. The realtor gave us code to get in our house. Not too many African Americans in our house. So not only did we move in at night time, guys, because the person named Randy, he was from New York. He had already signed because we was together. It was during he was already in New York. I already sold y'all the house. Y'all can go ahead and move in. Yes, he gave us permission to move in our house. We moved in with a padlock. We moved in with a sign in our yard. The only black people there. So I'm just saying this testimony to tell you that if you pay your church tithes and you're faithful to God, He will bless you. And no matter what somebody else, because I moved with, before I signed that Tuesday, that Monday, that Friday. I moved in our house before we even closed on our house. I moved in our house with padlocks on our house because if God promised, if we pay our church tithes, that's my testimony.
If you're looking for positivity or looking for encouragement to me, Prince,